Oh man, I just watched Gundam Build Fighters and I'm so hyped to make my original Gundam. Gunpla is freedom! Woohoo! Where should I start though? I know. The Blitz Gundam. I love the Blitz Gundam. How about I start there?
A few minutes later.
Okay, this is my OC. Don't steal my OC. Hello everyone, this is Modeling with Variety, and today we're taking a look at this. This is the SNAA Hunt and Kill, or the Supernova Hunting Falcon, to see if this original design truly is in a league of its own. Let's take a look. Contrary to my typical reviews, this model has a fully colored box with the model kit fully painted and decaled up, being showcased for everyone to admire. The front has the kit and the title of the kit. The bottom has more action poses and the warning label. And the side flaps have a close-up of the kit and the company logo. The bottom, however, was empty and just the company logo on the center. Opening the box, you're greeted with a ton of parts. As I am rummaging through the parts looking at each runner, I noticed a few things. Let's see if you notice them as well. I'll give you until the bottom of the box. Okay, here's what I've noticed. 1. There are no multicolored runners. 2. The plastic holding the runners are quite high quality. This might be a weird thing to say, but having plastic this high quality and could be comparable to what Bandai provides says something about the quality control and experience this company strives towards. This also protects the parts from being misshaped from transport. Really nice stuff. It doesn't help if the box is crunched up like mine though. Thanks, courier service. Anyway, about the plastic feel and finish, it's great. The runners feel a lot heavier than what I'm used to. This might be important later, but I'll get it built up first to really know if this detail is relevant or not. The molding is really nice as well, sharp and neat. This does seem Supernova absolutely went hog wild on this guy. Oh yeah, there might be a first release thing on this, but I don't know, since what usually happens is that there is an initial hype and then it dies down and eventually you'll get the one with the first release bonus. You could feel the air quotations in that one. Like the Jesta Cannon Daban having the LED unit stuck into it for the first run, and the Attack Girl Titan having the first printing having the gym leader outfit for your Attack Girl. So I don't really know if this does have that, but I heard some people talking about that. Let's get it built up, shall we? Well, you do get what you pay for. This, by the way, is about $34 without shipping. So paying 34 bucks for what is essentially a complete model kit with a metal build level amount of extra pieces and or accessories is essentially a steal in my book. This also comes with a stand which is extra neat. Anyway, it looks amazing. The silhouette is extremely striking, though having the Blitz's design elements and weapons like the head design or the 4 Gleipnirs stuck on the back, it's still different enough to become its own thing. You could kind of say that this is one of those build fighter customs that looks kind of the same in some aspects, but can still stand at the very least as a sort of derivative to the original Blitz Gundam. And couple that with clear parts that is like the cherry on top of an extremely budget-friendly but delicious ice cream cake. Although I'm not really into the colors of this kit that much, but it did grow on me while I was posing this up for the review. Because at first, the blue-green just seemed to melt into the blue-violet at first glance, so why not just make it blue-violet too? But now, yeah, I'm seeing that they should be a different color. It looks really good. For the build experience, let's start with the manual first. The manual, from the looks of it, is very thin. For master grade tier model kit, that is. There are pages for example poses and decal placement. So how is it this thin? Well, a lot of this model kit's parts are just repeating parts, and it shows a lot on this manual. This can be kind of a mixed bag in my opinion, since on one hand, it saves space for other instructions, and having less to print meaning less to spend on it. And having repeating parts, means you can turn your brain off and not worry about things going on backwards. On the other hand though, it just feels kinda tedious doing the parts over and over again and seeing you've completed only one step in the process. Kind of feels bad in my opinion when it comes to the build experience. Next are the runners, parts, and how they fit together. As I said from the unboxing, the runners felt heavy. Heavier than what I've felt from the Daban kits I've been reviewing so far. And the molding on them is sharp and crisp. No flash, no anything. Immaculate molding on my copy. How it went together though is where it gets interesting. I built this up without any experience with Supernova model kits previously, and this kit felt like a kit that I've already built before. And that kit, or rather line of kits, was the Pretty Armor line of kits. It was kind of unknown who or what entity made these bootlegs, but the Hunting Falcon felt like I was building the Pretty Armor kits. Not from a design standpoint, mind you, but from a fitting standpoint. And that feeling was every joint on this kit was a lot tighter than you might expect. Everything else other than the joint parts fitted beautifully. No complaints here. And this holds true for both the Hunting Falcon and the Pretty Armor girls, which gave the Pretty Armor girls a bad reputation amongst the Mecha Musume community because of their prone to breaking joints, other than being bootlegs of Architect and his Resvelger. And this may hold true for the Hunting Falcon as well. That's because every joint on this kit is in fact extremely stiff and will be needing a little bit of sanding just to remedy that. And the joints that I would recommend sanding is the joint on the shoulder and the joint on the top of the bicep. Every other joint in my opinion is alright with this stiffness. Another thing that struck me with the similarities between the Pretty Armor and the Hunting Falcon are the clear parts and the gunmetal parts. They had similar plastic feel and cut, where the clear parts had this unnerving snap whenever you tried to cut them off the runner, and the gunmetal parts having this really nice cutting feel to them when you cut down their nubs. So yeah, I really do think that Pretty Armor is Supernova as well. So yeah, let's move on to the articulation and accessories. The head moves this much. The torso moves extremely well because of the mechanism on the waist. In the waist, I mean. The joints are tight, right? So be extremely careful with this joint, because there is a very thin part here, and if you're not careful, you might snap it in two. The shoulder armor goes up that far. The little armor moves away for the arm. The arm goes up at about 90 degrees, but the torso helps with the upward movement. Upper bicep 360. Double jointed elbow. Ball joint does what it does. Front skirt armor moves that much out of the way. Side skirts only that much until it pops out. The back skirt has this weird connection that lets it do this weird rotating thing, or motion rather. The leg could move forward that far, back that far, and out only that much until the side armor pops out. A beautiful double jointed knee. Ankle armor is just floating. The feet could move this much and pivots very well. The back parts move this much, but be very careful of this part since it is very flimsy under all that plastic. Again, be very careful. These bits, or dragoons in this case, can open up like this. Pretty cool. These claw parts have this much articulation. These blast effects are for the Gleipnirs or the Dragoons and attaches like this. Next, we have more blast effect parts, and these are for the beam gun parts of the Dragoons. After that, these vigorous shooting effects which attach to either into the Dragoons or the blast effect part that is attached into the Dragoon. And this can be repeated 4 times, mind you. These beams are for those claw parts. Next are these smaller beams which are attached at the same places as the big ones. This is a lance attachment for the Dragoons, or rather lance implement, I guess. And 2 Dragoons can be attached on each side for maximum effect. It's pretty freaking tall too when standing next to the Gundam. Lastly, for the Gundam, you have a bunch of hands. The whole lot. Open, holding, trigger, and bent wrists for the lance weapon. You've seen the closed fist already attached to the Gundam. You get not 1, not 2, but 3 extra V-fins. The stand is really nice, has this detail all over it. The joint on the base of the arm locks with the button in the middle of the joint. The neck extends with a lock here. And the top joint having a lock here and having this much range of movement. There are 6 holes with caps on the base which can be removed like so, which will be used for these guys. Clear stands that have this much articulation. These are used for mostly the Dragoons, but I don't think it would stop you if you try to use them with the smaller claw parts. And that's about it. Hi, editor from the future here. The Gleipnirs and the claw parts have this articulation as well, and each of those yellow pieces have this articulation. So yeah, that's really it. In the end, this is an amazing looking model kit, coming with a lot of accessories, stiff joints, and a pretty standard range of movement with the articulation. I almost forgot that they did away with the superfluous parts of the kit, like the cockpit hatch and the pilot figure, which may not be to your liking, but as far as I know, a lot of people don't bother with those anyway, so I think it's an alright sacrifice for nicer engineering around the torso. So, will I recommend this to everyone? No. The sharp parts in the tight joints is enough for me to not recommend this to everyone. But for the people who know about the issues and could fix it, then yes, I would totally recommend this kit, and at again $34 without shipping. Then this kit is definitely a steal and a must-buy for those who want it. So yeah, that's about it. Leave a comment down below on what you think about the kit. Leave a like if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching.